Hey, it's Jimmy Kim, and in this video, we're going to talk to you all about ClickPerfect. So we're going to jump right into it. What you're seeing right in front of you is the dashboard. This dashboard is going to give you a little bit of everything on the information from, what you have going on, how many links you have, rotators, pop-ups, and everything else on this page. Now, we're going to go through each and every little step of this page to give you an idea of what you're looking at in here and how you can use this in your marketing, okay? First things first, let's just talk about what's on the left-hand side here. We've got dashboard. Obviously, that's this right here that you're seeing in front of you right here. And then you've got, all right, so what we got here, I'll go into order that's important here. First of all, there's create new. When you want to create a link, you have options. You've got the links. Obviously, that's when you just want to cloak your link. You've got rotators. That's if you want to sell clicks, or you've got a rotation of clicks where we're going to dig into this a little bit more. But when you want to go ahead and offer different levels of clicks, that's what you want to do. You've got pop-ups. That's going to allow you to mask a link and put a pop-up over it. And then, of course, you've got all the reporting here at the same time. You can got the links at the same time, your rotators, and then, of course, conversions, because we do allow tracking of that. You've got my account here on the bottom. That's pretty self-explanatory. Again, it tells you your information, your billing, your upgrade. If you want to add your own domain name to mask with, I'll show you that in a second. You can even do that right here under custom domain. All right, so let's go ahead and start off here with creating your new. So let's go ahead and create a new link. All right, so when you create a link, you've got a couple things here. First things first, primary URL. Primary URL is pretty simple to understand. I'm going to zoom in here real quick so you can get a better idea. Primary URL is your URL that you want to do. All right, so you can put whatever URL in there. Now, this is where you want to put groups. If you want to create link groups, depending on how you have your links structured, you can do that. Here you've got your tracking links. We give you 2 default based on your subdomain name, but if you want to add your own inside of the custom domain, this is where it's going to pop up. So if I set up jimmykim.net, you're going to be able to see that jimmykim.net /go/ whatever the tracking link is here. So we're going to name this test1234, and then this is where you can go ahead and pick your optional name. So we're going to call it test1234, whatever you want to call it. Now here's where your options come into play, and the options are really nice because the options allow you to do a lot of different variety of things. So first things first, you can cloak it. If you really want to cloak it, which means you can never show the actual website URL, and you can even change the page title and description so that person does not ever see the real URL you're using. That's what cloaking allows you to do. The second thing is a pop-up. If you have a pop-up, now I've created one already, pre-created one, but a pop-up is exactly what it sounds like. If you want something to pop up on your page every time you go to that, so if the user clicks on your link, they go to the page and they have a pop-up. We're going to talk about and show you a pop-up in a little bit, but what a pop-up does, it pops up whatever you wanted to say. It can be a message, it can be an opt-in screen, it can be a coupon code, whatever you want. You can tell them, hey, in 30 seconds, pop up this thing. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. That's exactly what pop-up does, okay? So let's go close that, all right? So then there's max clicks. Let's say that you want to only send this thing 500 clicks. So if you're doing a solo ad, or you're selling clicks, or you've got a certain reason why you want to maximize the clicks that you're offering, then you want to use this tool. And then the backup URL, you have to set this here. This is where you would set, okay, so after they hit the 500 clicks or whatever you may be determining here, you would go ahead, set up a backup here. That's where you want to do, okay? This is, let's go back up here real quick. Then you've got also Smart Swap. Same idea. If you want to swap with it, a link that you have, you can have it swap back and forth, rotating those clicks as well. And then, of course, the backup there. Traffic cost, this is where you enter how much your cost clicks. So if you're paying 50 cents a click, you can put 050 here. And every time you get a click, it'll actually show you what the clicks are, okay? Go ahead and get rid of this backup URL. All right, and then the next thing here is Geo Targeting. This is really cool. So you can actually pinpoint where you want to send. So if I'm only looking for people in the US, right, I can go ahead and click here and type in United States, all right, and only include the United States. Anyone else that's not from the United States can go to this other link. So if I put this in here, earlier we had set up Google. So if you want to set up Google and someone said, okay, anybody who's in the US would go to Google, anybody who else wasn't would go to Yahoo. So what that does is it allows you to direct your traffic the way you want to direct your traffic, okay? The next thing we have here is backup URL. Backup URL is pretty simple. We've been seeing it over and over again. This is where you can change it as you wish. That's the URL that happens if the max clicks are reached or visitor countries. If there's any exclusions, this is where that link goes, all right? We've got mobile URL. If you want mobile visitors to go to a different web page because sometimes a mobile-friendly website or whatever it may be, the reasons are, you can go ahead and direct them to a different place. For example, on a normal, typical mobile squeeze page, if you put them on a landing page of a mobile landing page, chances of them opting in dramatically decrease, right? So if you take them straight to the offer, you can actually increase or particularly increase the chances that you might be able to convert them a little quicker that way. All right? Let's go ahead and repeat click. So if a person comes to your link and they click again, you can say, all right, they've already clicked on it. They already saw it. They weren't interested apparently. So let's go ahead and send them to a second link. So that's what repeating a URL is and that example. Pixel code, pretty self-explanatory. If you have a pixel code, and if you don't know what a pixel code is, then you probably shouldn't be messing with this. But if you want to add a retargeting code where you can add, a link of some sort that drops a pixel on the way, that's what pixel code does. Bad clicks, pretty simple. If you want to filter them, like bots, robots, anonymous servers, things that you may find, or a particular user, you can block those right there. Same thing with detecting new bots. If they detects that something's just clicking over and over again because it's a bot, it's going to detect it and add it to it. Last but not least, you can add your own notes. That we put in there so you can put your own notes if you've got a different team working behind it as well, all right? So that's the links in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and create a link. What happens when you create a link is you're given with a couple different options. All right, so this was already existing, so let's just create something else. And let's create it there. So when you come back into here, I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit so you have an idea, all right? First thing, link name, total clicks, unique number of clicks, and the date added. Real simple, straightforward. Obviously, you have link groups here and, of course, the date. Now, when you come here, you've got three options. You've got a preview option, which lets you preview the link. So if I click on that, you're going to see the Google page. You can copy it. So if you see that's the link that I created. And then the last thing is action. When you click on action here, you're going to have options. You're going to be able to track conversions. You'll be able to edit. You'll be able to delete the link, split test it. You can pause it. You can do all sorts of things here. You can even check out the public stats. If you check out the public stats, this is what I give people when I have it. This shows me, hey, this person clicked the link. That's what you can do, how many clicks, and etc. here. Or you can go back here and you can look at all the other ones. You can clone it, you can track the engagement, you can put notifications, the quality, you can even check out the quality of traffic if you want to. So if I clicked on quality, it'll say, hey, it's 100% unique, no mobiles. It's pretty simple, and we're continuing to expand on these elements as well as we continue to grow this platform. All right, so you can go ahead and do all sorts of things here. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, if you just read it, it kind of makes sense, even down to split testing. You can test it where you want to split the links. Okay, so here's one URL, put 50%. Right now it's, so let's say URL name, test2. Let's say we want to put the other half to Bing, and let's put 50% of the traffic into there. It's going to go ahead and equalize it. So your link's going to automatically rotate your traffic for you based around this action that you had set up, all right? So that's what split testing is. You can do that if you want. You can delete it at any time. You can catch up with it. It's up to you, all right? So the next part here is Rotator. So let's talk about rotators real quick. Rotators are a little bit different. Rotators are designed so that you can do a fulfillment, a spillover, or random. So in most cases, the people using rotators for three reasons. You're either trying to test a link, so you want to have like 3 different pages and you want to rotate the traffic to 3 different pages. It's kind of the same idea as split testing. If you're selling traffic, sometimes people do rotators because you just have traffic getting flown over next person to the next person. So it's a fulfillment center, right? So you're allowing that to happen. Or you can have a randomized just because you want to test. Let's say you have 4 different landing pages and you want to test which one converts better. You can set this up to be a rotator. So let's just set this up, test. All right, so fulfillment means it's going to go in order. So if you have the URL set as 500 clicks, second is 500, third is 500, it's going to go in that order, okay? You can cloak it. We already talked about what cloaking is. And this is a backup. So anytime it's done with traffic, you can set the backup. Now, it's the same thing here. You've got mobile URL. We talked about that. Pop-ups I'm going to show you in just a second. A cookie duration. You can actually pick how long the cookie duration works for the spillover. So anytime that traffic is sent in a way where you're directing it in overload, you can actually change that. You can randomize the clicks every time. You can do geo targeting just like before. You can do pixels, you can do bad clicks, and of course you can do nodes. So let's go ahead and create this now, and let's take a look at what you can do inside of Rotator. Now this one is different because you've got different options here. So this is the one we just created, and you're going to see, let me just zoom it out a little bit. All right, so you can see here all the different options here. So same thing, preview, copy link, of course, and then the last thing is action. But now this one is a little bit different than the other one. You can have, of course, edit, delete, and reset. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Link alerts, obviously, and clone rotator. Those are, we're going to go over, but the first thing is adding a URL. So let me go ahead and click add an URL. So when you click on it, what's going to occur is you're going to be able to see all the different things that are available. So first, let me go ahead and show example one. All right, and the URL is bob.com, and this is the first position, and it's going to get 500 clicks. And I'm not going to mess with any of the other things, but you can pick the max clicks it gets per day. So I can say I'll only deliver this 100 clicks per day, give it a 10 bonus click, and for mobile, give it 150 clicks. Right? You can direct it just like that. You can get it, and you can even set the times to start. You can tell it when to stop. You can make it active, pause, and you can even have it notify you. So let me go ahead and add this for now. First one, all right? I'm going to show you what it does in just a second. So we got to go ahead and add a second one. Here's the second one we're going to add right here. And when we add the second one here, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing. bob2.com, right? Position, we're going to call it 400 clicks here. We're going to send this one 200 clicks a day with 10 bonus and 100 clicks on mobile. All right. And this one will all leave here, and we'll go ahead and add. Now, what occurs is inside the link rotators, you're going to see this URL climb. See how when we started this, it said 0, 0. Now that we've added 2, what it's going to do is give you 2, 2. So let's go ahead and click that. Now, what you'll see here is the rotator group. Obviously, this is exactly what we just created. Example 1 and Bob 2. It's showing that 500 clicks are still available, 400 clicks are still available. Today, there's been 0 tracked, and 100 and 200. So let's go ahead and copy that rotator real quick and use it. All right, so if I use it, it takes me to bob.com, and let's go ahead and refresh this, and we'll see what happens here. So we know that we got 1 click, and it took me to bob.com, which is what we had set up. So now we have here is 1 of 500 clicks, 1 of today. It started, the no start and end date, of course, set up. So you can do a lot with this. Your mind can get creative with this section of the creative or the rotator setup, but you can play with it a lot, okay? Now, let's go to pop-ups. This is actually really, really fun, all right? So I created one here. Let's go ahead and create another one so I can talk to you about it and how cool it is, all right? So this is going to demo 2. All right? This is where you tell it how big your pixel is. Now, this pop-up section is a little bit more advanced if you don't know how to do it, but let's go ahead and say 800 by 600. All right? And let's say the pop-up should come on after 3 seconds, and let's say it should be standard. Or standard. Oh, no, not standard exit. Oh, that's the exit. Okay, so let's do 3 seconds. It also allows you to put an exit one on. Closable, if it's closable, and 60-minute cookies. So let's do that. And let's put whatever here, Google.com here. And let's put, hello, this is a demo. So this is where you can paste your HTML. You can paste whatever you want inside of there to make it as great as you want. So let's go ahead and change this to something bigger so you guys can see it. All right, now hit submit here. What did I miss? Oh, sorry, we're not going to submit. That's because, oops, no, I don't want a pop-up that's not closable. Closable, yes. I'm sorry. So you can pick a URL that it pops up, or you can have it set up in here. So if you have a landing page, you can have it pop up a URL. But if you don't have a landing page, you can put whatever you want. So let's go ahead and submit this, and I'll show you how this actually works. All right. So let's go back to links. And we had created this one earlier, right? Test 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you're going to do in order for a pop-up to work, go ahead and edit it. You want to go ahead and set up pop-ups, right? So first you have to cloak it. Hey, it's Jimmy. All right, and then we have to set up the pop-up, which is this one here, right? I think we had set up as ABC, or was it demo? Let's check real quick. Let's save it real quick. I think it was demo, but let me just make sure. Yeah, it was demo. Okay, so we're good. So that was the one we set up. So let's go ahead and grab this link, and it should pop up here. All right, so I think we have it set up for 3 seconds. So once it loads up, see, first things first, notice right up here, it says, hey, it's Jimmy. All right, and see, I just popped it up over the page. Hey, this is the demo. Let me go and exit out of there. Now, I'm probably trying to cloak a page that won't allow me to be cloaked. So Google apparently doesn't allow you to be cloaked. Let's go to a page that I know can be cloaked. Let's go to NFL.com and update this page, all right? So there'll be 2 things. So when you do this, there'll be 2 things that happen. Oh, I actually had set up a second backup click, so it went to Bing. It still says, hey, it's Jimmy, and here it does this, but it doesn't actually do this, all right? So let's go ahead and edit this. And I had set up a backup earlier, so let me turn off the backup click. Okay. There you go. Update that real quick. So that should bring me to, yeah, it's taking me to NFL.com, all right? So now, let's go ahead and go back here, and let's talk about this editing here. And let's go ahead and cloak it. Yes, cloak it. And Jimmy's demo. And let's go ahead and set up a pop-up again. Let's go ahead and show you how that really works, all right? So pop-up is demo 2 and update. All right, so we got the link. We'll go ahead and copy, and we'll paste it. And to go to Bing for whatever reason, I believe. Okay, so the pop-up is working. Oh, I must have it set up as a backup rotator. Okay, I know what it is. It's because I have it as a second click. The second time it clicks, it's going to do this. But you see how it popped up, hello, this is a demo, right? It's working exactly like it's supposed to the T. It's always one of the things I always laugh is anytime something's weird like this, it's usually because I set it up like that. So let's go back to split testing. It's because of this. See this? I had set up NFL and then split testing. So let's get rid of the split testing. All right, and then go back because it's getting 100% of the weight. And let's go ahead and edit this out real quick because this was already shown. So let's go ahead and close it. So anytime you want to test it, unfortunately, you have to make sure that you're undoing it and then doing it again. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to edit. And let's go ahead and shoot over here to add a pop-up again. So I can show you how that pop-up works cleanly. Jimmy demo. So there's no split testing on or anything like that. And hit update. So now it should take us to NFL.com. It should cloak the page and it should have a pop-up occur. So there's 3 things that should be occurring here. So first things first, it worked. Went to NFL.com, 3 seconds, 2, 1. It should pop something up here in a second. There it is. Oh, for whatever. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, maybe it's 5 seconds. I can't remember what I set up, but there it is. Hello, this is a demo. I had set this up. You can have your opt-in page pop up here. You can have whatever you want pop up here, and it won't even cost you anything. This is free to use as part of the ClickPerfect package. So you can put this in there. You can put your opt-in page right here, so you can overlink any page. Obviously, they can click out of it unless you want them not to be able to click out of it. You can even force it to stay on top of it. The link up here does not show NFL.com, so they don't know where they're actually at. And secondly, see up here it says Jimmy's demo, just like we had set up. All right. So obviously the reports, what we done was we went ahead and we did all these create news. Now, if we go to reports, the only thing that's different here that you won't recognize, so obviously you go to links, and it's the same thing we're just looking at. You can go to rotators. These are where all the rotators are at that we have created. Pop-ups. This is where all the pop-ups are that we've created. So it's just where the reporting is where you're going to go find your things. The only thing that's not here is conversion by time. If you use a conversion tracker or pixel inside of the link side of it and you track it, you can actually do it. Now, unfortunately, this isn't really necessary right now, but because you can get this right off your report as well right here. If you go and click here to action and go to public stats, you'll be able to see all your information. as far as conversions and everything that would show up right here if you used that tool. But the main tool behind it is two things behind ClickPerfect tool. All right, let me just tell you why you should be having that. One, you can use it to cloak anything that allows cloaking. So now, like Google.com doesn't allow you to cloak, unfortunately, we can't do that, but you should always test that. But secondly, it allows you to post links that you can't post typically on Facebook. You can use those links on your email. And here's the coolest thing about cloaking your link, all right? When you cloak your link, you have an opportunity to track it, right? You can track how many clicks you got, how many are unique and whatnot, but you also, let's say this link, let's say here in this one, your link goes down. It's google.com NFL.com. Let's say NFL.com goes down. If I change it at any time, though it may be in your email, it may be in your advertising, it'll never affect your site over here on your primary URL. So you can always direct it here, and wherever the actual place is pointed to, it'll continue to change. That's the cool thing. So if I change this to, let's see, ebay.com, and I know I can't cloak that because eBay doesn't cloak. So let me just do this and say I turned off everything, okay? Whoops. All right, there. So I turned it off, and let's say this link was already in the email. What's cool is you can change that email on the fly. So if you go in here and you change it like this, you're going to notice it goes to eBay, right? But a second ago, this same link was cloaking on NFL.com. It was masked. It was doing all sorts of stuff. So that's the beauty of what a good link tracker does. Now, our system is 100% cloud-based. It doesn't require anything. So there you have it. So I hope you understand exactly what ClickPerfect is.